Daisy the diesel rail car was feeling hot and bothered. She had blown a fuse on the way to the top station, and, much to her embarrassment, had been shunted to the sheds for repairs. Work on Daisy was tedious, and she soon grew very bored. To make matters worse, no one had time to speak to her, for all were busy with the day's work. Hello, Thomas. Splendid weather today, isn't it? Although, for all it's worth, I'm cooped up here. Yes, well, I see wild, Daisy. My apologies, but I must be off. I have a guaranteed connection to her. And with that, Thomas bustled off to the station, leaving behind a very ticked-off Daisy. Eventually, Daisy had been repaired, but by now the sun had lowered from the valley, and the night had closed in. The next morning, the yard manager gave Daisy a rude awakening. Chill a will, Daisy. You're back on duties now. You're needed for the first trip from the junction. And no blown fuses today, please. Even more aggravated than before, the rail car slunk away. The trip to the junction at Knapford was slow and cumbersome. This, combined with the cold morning weather, made for a very unpleasant journey. Nonetheless, Daisy was making good time. Then it happened. Daisy had just neared the station Toriak when... "Oh!" squealed Daisy as she slid to a stop. Her driver climbed from her cab to see if he could understand what had happened. "Well, I'll be blown. Your brakes must have slipped on when I wasn't looking. They've been quite unreliable lately. Right after you've had a ruddy check-up too. People these days." The driver climbed into the cab and put Daisy into her lowest gear. Starting again, Daisy creeped along the line at half her usual pace. A little later, Daisy had reached the junction. She triumphantly came to a stop and expected an applause after her struggle to get there. But, to her surprise, no one was looking at her. Everyone was staring in the opposite direction. Then she realised. Henry had just returned from the works. "Oh, for crying out loud!" Daisy sulked miserably. "Oh, good. Driver's moving me forward. At least now some people might see me." But then Daisy saw her driver on the platform. "Heavens! I'm moving by myself! Help!" Daisy's brakes had slipped off, and she was now slowly moving along the platform. "Oh!" Confusion was everywhere. Daisy, who had come to a stop at a set of broken buffers, felt dozens of pairs of eyes staring at her. She had finally got the attention she desired, but not in the way she had hoped for. Thomas was laughing. "Well, Daisy, I heard you were looking for attention, but I don't think you wanted it this way. Goodbye." As Thomas left the station in a fit of laughing, Daisy could only agree.